Hey guys, with everything going on in the world currently, I have found it more and more important to figure out what my core foundation will be when things seem to be in turmoil, right? And so, in going through scripture, I was able to draw some solutions to the problems that I struggle with most. And I hope that this can be of value to you as well. Without further ado, let's get started. So, number one. Number one for me was one of the most important ones. It's the importance of true rest, right? And so, in my quiet moments with God, I discovered the significance of genuine rest, right? Like, my mind perpetually races and paces all the time, right? And it was hindering me from experiencing true rest. So I had to ask the question, like, what does true rest entail? Because I was sleeping, I tried taking a nap here and there, but I didn't feel like I was truly rested. And what I realized is that it requires more than just physical relaxation. I realized that true rest requires trust, right? And the scripture that brought this to the forefront for me was Isaiah 41:10, and it reassured me, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Right? I have to trust that God walks beside me. And I also have to trust that He also gives me the ability to embrace his peace in the midst of life's craziest storms, right? Another one that brings us to the forefront for me was First John 4:18. It reminded me that perfect love, Jesus, casts out fear. When we trust in God's unwavering love, misplaced fears, those stemming from worry, doubt, or just being discontent, right? It loses its grip, right? Because my focus is on Jesus, is focused on God's unwavering love, right? So all this is going on over here and around me doesn't matter because I'm focused on God's love. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be concerned with things or be responsible. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is losing sleep over it, being extremely depressed, lack of hope, lack of faith. Those are the things that I'm talking about, right? That displays a lack of trust in God, okay? So let's get to number two. Number two is I control absolutely nothing but myself, right? And this is something that I still struggle with. I'm sure you guys struggle with it too, but the idea that I control nothing but myself, the illusion of controlling others' actions, right? It ensnares so many. It ensnares me. It has ensnared friends, family. I discussed this with a ton of people, and it seems like this is a common one, right? So, in your work, you've realized that compelling someone to fulfill their obligations is not always possible, right? I'll give you an example from my work. I'm a real estate agent. We sign a contract when we go under contract on properties. The idea that the other person should fulfill all of their obligations is one thing. But there's also the idea that the other person will fulfill all of their obligations. That does not always happen, right? I have no control over what another buyer does, what a seller does, what the other agent on the other side does. I don't have control over that. The only thing that I can focus on, and I've realized this through years of selling real estate, the only thing that I can focus on and should focus on is that I can only control one thing. And what is that one thing? Myself, right? This liberates me from this outcome dependency that I have, right? Whether it's your spouse, a coworker, a friend, you have no control over them. They essentially can do whatever they want to do. We hope that they're, going to do the right thing and under submission and all that, but that's not always the case, right? And so Proverbs 29:25 wisely states, "The fear of man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe." Trusting God's sovereignty, say it again. Trusting God's sovereignty allows us to relinquish desperate attempts at control, right? He's sovereign. It does not matter if I win or lose, if the outcome that I'm expecting happens or not. God is still good. And everything is working together for my good. A lot of us, we have this really weird, I'll speak for myself. I have this really weird idea sometimes. And I'm sure a lot of you struggle with it too, but where I think that everything should work out the way that I want it to. Where's the growth in that? If everything went exactly how I wanted it to, how do I experience adversity? How do I experience a yearning for growth, a yearning to want to get better, a yearning to overcome, which produces strength and character? And that brings us right to our final one, right? Number 3, sometimes pain will spark lasting change in your life. I know it has for me. I know it has for me. Like the pursuit of valuable things in life, whether it's healthy family dynamics, freedom from addiction, business success, it all comes at a cost, right? The pursuit of just being a Christian or considering yourself as a Christian, a Christ follower, it comes at a cost. There's going to be pain in this walk, right? And we should expect it. See, pain accompanies growth and it teaches us endurance and resilience. So why do we not just embrace this as a catalyst for transformation? Embrace it. It's part of the journey. Like when you come across suffering, good. That means something is happening, something is moving. There's a transformation. Like God is taking me from one place to get me to the next, right? Psalm 23:4, it provides solace about this subject. And okay, so let me just read it. "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, or yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me." Okay? The idea of this is that God's presence sustains us even through life's trials. Even through life's trials. I actually prayed this with my wife the other day. And it's because we are going through an extremely difficult season right now, full disclosure, right? And there's a lot of uncertainty. And this is such a good reminder that regardless of how dark it gets, regardless of how uncertain the path may look, we cannot lose hope. God is with us every step of the way, and He cares also. He cares. He cares about me individually. He cares about me and my wife as a couple. He cares about our well-being. So although it may be painful, we must not lose sight of the fact that God is walking with us every step of the way. And He wants us to come to Him. Instead of going to the distractions that we tend to go to escape truly feeling what we're dealing with. He doesn't want any other gods before him. But so often we place these idols or these gods in place of him. So we're running to all of these other things when we should be running to him for substance and to be our foundation and to pull us through. It's one of the hardest things to do, though. It's one of the hardest things to do. I struggle with it too, guys. You're not alone, right? I created this video because I want you guys to remember that these insights that I've submitted to you, they're not just my words. Everything that I said to you it's coming from biblical truth. It's all rooted in scripture, right? And as we go through this year, we're already almost done with the first quarter of 2024. Can you believe that, guys? Like, it's almost first quarter, almost over, right? And so as we go through this year, I really would like us to keep scripture on the forefront of our mind that we've memorized and meditated on, because there's nothing worse than not being able to be present with the people that we love most, right? Because life has a tendency of getting away from us because we're so consumed with all of the stress and the worry and the things that have to be done and paid for or whatever. By keeping scripture on the forefront of our mind, it's a great reminder for us to stay here, be here with the people that matter most to us, our friends, our family. Be here with them, right? And so the reason that I created this channel is because I want to be in community online also. Community in person is very important, but I also want community online as well, with people who are like-minded, looking to grow with God, understand that they are made in the image of God. That's who I'm looking for. And so if that community is of interest to you, I encourage you guys to like and subscribe, right? Send this video to a friend who you think could benefit from it. So if that's you, like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and until the next time, continue growing with God.